2 Zodiac signs overcome relationship challenges by end of day on April 10, 2024. On April 10, 2024, 2 Zodiac signs will conclude that the only way to get their way is to find a way to compromise and give in. With the help of Mars and Saturn, they find a way to overcome their relationship challenges. We are strong-willed and forceful. We believe that what we want is rational and should be accepted. While our romantic partners and or friends do see the point as to why we feel the way we feel, they may disagree on how we go about creating the situation in which we get what we want. Therein lies the problem, which is what we will also work on during this day, as well as its transit of Mars conjunct Saturn. One of the interesting upsides to this transit is that Mars is presently in a good position with Saturn. This instantly suggests to us that whatever happens, we will feel good about it by the end of the day. Saturn's mighty energy may have us claiming our stakes and demanding that things go our way. We may even come across as if we have an iron will. We will find that as the day progresses, we soften. Perhaps compromise is the closest we can get, and maybe that's not such a bad thing after all. During Mars conjunct Saturn, we start out using the force of our will and end up turning to logic to find reasonable responses. On this day, we learn that compromise doesn't mean surrender. It means that we are learning to work with our situation so that all parties are happy, safe, and secure within the relationship. These 2 Zodiac signs will come to know just how wonderful this kind of arrangement can be. You are such a strong character, and you feel very adamant about getting things done your way. So much so that, at times, you end up putting others off simply because you communicate your desire in a way that may have others feeling intimidated or pushed back. Your intentions are good, but your way of making it all happen may need to be relaxed a bit. You may find the perfect example of this pushy kind of behavior during the transit of Mars conjunct Saturn on Wednesday. While you are a very charismatic and respected person, you may find that on this day, you go a little too far in trying to convey your message. What ends up happening is that you confuse the message by trying too hard. This could be your turning point, Aries, as what starts as rough and frustrating can very quickly become one of your greatest lessons. That, of course, is the lesson of compromise. Perhaps in the old days you didn't like even to think that compromise was something you'd give into. Still, now, on April 10th, you're starting to see that with the proper perspective and the right attitude, you can just as easily create the conditions that make you feel the safest, the most comfortable, and maybe even in control. You can easily take this day and turn it into something memorable and happy. All it takes is a tiny little tweak of compromise, and boom, great results. What you may find happening on this day is that someone in your life accuses you of not communicating your thoughts clearly. At first, you might take offense to this. Rather than look at your actions, you'll become defensive. On April 10th, 2024, something will hit you, and it will come to you in the form of you taking a step back to consider what this person is saying to you. Are you really being unclear in your message to this other person, or are they just incapable of getting what you have to say? That's how Mars conjunct Saturn shows you that you need to open your mind so that you can see that if someone tells you that they don't understand, it's not because they are less intelligent than you. It's because you might actually be communicating confusion, and you do this because you are very adamant about what it is you want to get across. You want change, but your fire gets in the way. Unbeknownst to you, you come across as pushy, insensitive, and tone-deaf. What creates the positivity on this day for you, Scorpio, is that you get it, and it takes nothing out of you to accept that maybe you need to rethink how you approach the idea of communicating important messages. All it takes is a small shift in consciousness, and you'll immediately see that you don't need to make yourself angry. You've got people on your side who want to hear what you have to say. If you approach them with compassion and kindness, they will immediately take to your words. If you wish to be understood, then take the time to understand that people work better when they feel at ease. This will turn a potentially rough day into a very powerful and productive